Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out GitGUDRacing.com, where I'm offering the most accessible coaching sessions on the market.
Now for the track guide. For turn 1 I use as a reference for braking the elevation change. It's a bit different, but what I do is first approach it. I notice this exit road on the left, but this is gonna be way too early to brake. Ideally your braking point is gonna be almost in the middle of this exit road and the kink in which the road starts to be straight again. But what I use as a reference is this elevation change, because whenever I'm just climbing just a bit, I'm looking now towards the apex to see if I can spot the curve. And there is one frame around here where probably doesn't seem very noticeable on the recording, but right now I can see on my screen the beginning of the curve, like just a bit of red around here. The moment that I see this, I'm applying the brakes around here whenever I'm seeing it a bit more clearly, and then I'm going and I'm turning into the corner. I find this to be the best braking reference because you're always gonna look on the apex, and if your eyes are gonna be there early enough, then you will have an advantage on the mid corner as well, because you will be focused here. So what I do, I'm downshifting to second gear and I want to apex late while trailing. So as you can notice here, a long trailing into this corner, and then I want to cut this curve, so going on it with the right tires, putting the power down and using all the track. You can use a bit of grass here and still won't be on off track. Now for the next corner, first of all I'm trying to take the shortest path by going as straight as I can around this part. And I'm looking at this curb. At the end of the curb I'm gonna brake, so I'm applying the brakes, I'm braking hard, and this corner it's cambered, so all the grip is on the inside around here. On the outside there's no grip, so you want to stay tight on the inside in this corner. And I'm apexing at this red curb again, so I'm braking and I'm turning to this cambered corner. I'm trailing because I know this is gonna be early to put the power down, you're gonna run out of track, so it's a bit longer than you think. So still on the trail brake, following the white line, just barely touching this curb, don't use too much, don't put your tires on the green thing. Now whenever I don't see the curb anymore, then I'm going back on power and as confident as I can, building up to 100% quite quickly. Now the next section is very lovely, I like it a lot. It's a double apexes and then sharp left. So what I do is I try to stay very tight in the double apexes. So I'm going with full throttle into this corner, and whenever I'm approaching it, I'm doing just a bit of a brakes, like I'm picking 8%, 7%, 6% into this corner. I want to use as much as I can this curb, and I put my right tires on it and then back on power, but don't stay too much on power because you don't want to track out wide here. You want to stay tight to the next right-hander so that you can cut it as well as you cut the first one. So for me it has 4 stages, like the first stage, or let's call it 3 stages because it's gonna be a bit simpler. The first stage is the first brake here that I did with small percentages, this one in this corner. Now the second stage is being back on power, but not to 100%, just a blimp of throttle. Then the third stage and the final stage is to be back on 7% to 6% brake to make the front tires point. And right now it's just power up until this curb, and the moment that I'm turning more into it, I'm releasing again the throttle and applying few percentage of brake, like here it's 3% braking, just to make the front tires point, and then being back on throttle nice and early. So I gained quite a bit compared to my previous time. However, I'm gonna lose it in this hairpin because I'm braking way too late. So the braking point you should use is whenever this line here starts to become straight. Right now it's curved, but right now when it's straight you should apply the brakes. This would be a better braking point. I'm braking in this lap at the end of this green around here, which is a bit too late, and as a result I'm shooting my car deep and I'm not able to put the power down. So what you want to do, brake nice and early so that you will have a better exit. However, notice this cambered as well. You want to stay on the inside, you want to bring your car on the inside, follow the white line. You can use a bit this curb will hook the car up nicely, so use a bit of the curb, don't use too much. Follow the white line, just put the right tires on the curb, and then being back on power 100%. And going into the last corner, in this corner you have to manage your trail brake because the car is gonna spin very easily if you turn and brake at the same time, so the car is gonna be oversteering in this corner. I use as a reference for braking this blue part on the left side. As soon as I don't see it anymore, I'm applying the brakes, and I don't brake that heavily. I'm braking to 20% maximum, but I'm trail braking and downshifting to third, and I'm aiming at apexing as late as I can because I want to meet this curb as late as I can, like right now. This was even a bit early, but if you can make it just a blink of an eye later, it's gonna allow you to be earlier on 100% throttle, which is gonna be the objective into this corner. So again, braking at the blue, don't brake too hard, downshift to third, and then manage the car being oversteery, so the car will slide at this moment, and try to apex as late as you can. Put the power down early, and in short, that's a track guide of Tsukuba, the Moto version with the GR86. I wish you a great week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.